Hey everyone, this is Anna back with another stamping video. Today's card is pretty simple and it uses a really easy technique called ghosting. And what the ghosting is, if you look up close, you can see that each of these images, the color image has a matching white image that I stamped behind it first. And then you stamp on top of it with the color just offset a little bit. And I really like this technique for a couple of reasons. One is because you can use a colored cardstock and still get a bright colored image on top of it. So let me show you how to do this. I've already prepared my card base with, this is Pacific Point cardstock. I've got that ready. On front is a 4x5¼ piece of white cardstock. To get this piece of crumb cake to mount right on top of that and still let the white show, it needs to measure 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So the first step is to do that stamping of the white in the background. And the white ink is a little bit sticky and messy, as you may know, and it takes a little bit to dry. So I'll go ahead and my white ink pad has gotten very dry here lately, so I'm gonna have to do a little extra inking to get this to work. But you can stamp these images wherever you want them. After we stamp this, we either need to let it sit for a little bit, or you can use your heat tool to dry it if you want to. So put a couple of ferns on it. Absolutely love this fern. This, I guess I didn't really talk about the Positive Thoughts stamp set. I'll do that. I love this set. I have used this set possibly more than any other of my sets from the current mini catalog. And this is what I meant to grab. Here is one other card that I made that was really quick and easy. I've made quite a few, but I have sent most of them already, so I can't really show them to you. The ones that I've already sent. So after I use this stamp, I'm actually using a paper towel to clean this off. Normally I would use my Stampin' Scrub, but I am traveling today and I don't have it with me. But I don't want to use my chamois. I don't really want this white ink on my Stampin' chamois. I'm not sure if it would affect it or not, but I'll just show you how I'm cleaning these off. Now we'll stamp a couple of these flowers. I love stamp sets like this that have an assortment of images that you can put together in so many different ways to make pretty scenes. You got the fern, the flower, the butterfly, and a few other. There's a feather in this set, a little fancy looking motif that I really like. So do that, and I'm going to clean this one off. Normally I would save my cleaning for afterwards, but we need to use these stamps again here in just a minute, so get them cleaned up. Now I'll add a butterfly. I think my white re-inker for this ink pad should be waiting for me at my house when I get home today. I'm broadcasting from Windmill Lane Farm Craft Retreat today, in case any of you are wondering where I'm at, that I'm not home. This is the old home for any of you who may not know my story, where I used to live. So we'll stamp this Hugs, Prayers, Love Greeting. I love this stamp. This is good for so many things. It's good for our current coronavirus situation. It's good for any kind of thinking of you, sympathy. You can use this stamp for a lot of things. Okay, so here is what I have stamped. You may even be able to see that some of that is still wet. So we're going to set that aside because this ink does take a little bit to dry. But I have another one prepared right here. So now I'm going to bring in my colors of ink. And I'm gonna have, I wanted really bright colors that would stand out against this crumb cake background. So I have Granny Apple Green, Poppy Parade, and Pacific Point. And now I'll do the ferns first. Just ink up the stamp. And you want to try to get it lined up as well as you can, with the understanding that you're probably not going to do it perfectly. I am showing you this the hardest way possible, which is with rubber stamps. If you had photopolymer, this would be a lot easier because you can actually see through and make sure that you're lined up, but not directly on top. You don't want it directly on top. You could also do this with a Stamparatus. And if you do that, I would suggest that when you start, line up your cardstock in the very corner, do your stamping, and then move your cardstock just slightly to do the colors. Don't move the stamps at all, just move your cardstock just a touch. And this would be really easy with that. So normally I try to get my head right above this to make sure I am lined up pretty well. I cannot do that with my camera where it is. So you will see the result with the fact that I can't even get my head right above here. So I'm trying to figure out where this one goes. Right there, I think. Those look pretty good. Now I will use Poppy Parade with the flower. Let's see. Go with there. That was good. There's that one. And we just have our butterfly left with the Pacific Point. There we go. That one was almost dead on, but not exactly, which I'm glad about because I want that white to show. So there you can see that up closer. I just love how vibrant the colors that come out on. Normally you could only get colors that vibrant on your white cardstock. So now we will attach this to our card base. And I think my ink is still wet on here, so I'm going to be very careful with that. And I forgot to cut this down. I told you I cut this down and I didn't do it. So my white border will not show on this card. If you use the measurement I told you, you should still have your white border there. And I brought in a few of our embellishments. Just going to put a couple of these on at the moment. I'm forgetting what these are called, but I love adding a few little embellishments to the cards just to give it something special. So there you go. On this one, I added some of the twine. This is from our Magnolia Lane combo pack ribbon. Added that on there as well, just to give it something a little extra. So thanks for joining in, everybody. I hope you like the ghosting technique. If there are other techniques you would like to see or things you'd like to learn about, just let me know and maybe I can put those into future videos. Have a great day.